Wait,
Hey yo,
if you're
not gonna lie, I need
13,
someone to 14, turning 15.
aren't you supposed to be on a junior account?
Yeah, yeah, if I was 13, yeah.
Uh,
I don't get that junior account rule. That should be for 12 and under. I mean, I'm not 13 anyway, but still though, it should be for 12 and under. Because why would a 13-year-old be on a junior account? You know, if they're
I think
like,
it's for,
you
I
get what I'm
think it
saying?
is for 12 and under. But it just say
No, it's
under.
13 and under.
Sure about that?
It's either 13 or under, or it's
Wait, let me just see here. Okay,
you would just have to check the
code
team.
of conduct. 1. Be excellent to each other. 2. Players 12 and under must use junior accounts.
Okay, I thought so. Oh, well then, sounds like that joke made
How
was
many times have
pretty,
I corrected you
uh,
already? I'm sorry, but
man, you know what? I'm tired, okay?
it's
So there
it's a
goes my
4 at night
excuse.
for me. It's a
So
4 at night for me.
I know, okay, so technically you should be a little bit more slower than me, but still though, man.
Yeah, I should.
I I I
I
I'm
should be slower than
I
I usually am, not you.
look, man. You know, I want to see you be a math whiz when you're, uh, you know what I'm saying, when you're floating in your room right now. I'm not gonna go into detail, but when you just take a nice, good whiff of something and just, you know, you just float. So,
Take a whiff? Are you talking about poppers to
yeah,
loosen up
man.
your asshole?
Of course you would know something. Of
Who doesn't know what poppers
Oh,
is? It's...
oh God.
Are you... Yeah, sorry, I thought I was talking to a
No,
gay person. It's okay. I
no,
still accept her.
no, no, bro. I'm not gay. I'm straight.
At least you're
I
not
just
super
told you.
straight.
I just
Oh, Lord.
said something wrong with super straight people.
Yeah? It's not
There
valid.
is. It's not valid.
And it's transphobic.
So, can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
So, like, are you trans?
I would be considered trans, but most people when they hear trans, they think that you're only from one gender to the other. I am gender fluid, so
Hmm.
that means I go by all, genders, but I still have a penis and
You
so what?
go all
So you can,
genders, but there's
yeah, people can call me he, they can call me she, they can call me they. That's just it.
oh,
I don't care about pronouns.
so
If you want to
there
call
won't be
me
no
he,
bad
him,
blood.
just call me that.
There ain't gonna be no bad blood between us, but I am.
I cannot hear you right now.
Yeah, my fault. So look, um, what I was saying was, I believe in super straight, right? Now, not for any
I would
malice.
I would like to
Hold on.
correct you and tell you that super straight, yes, it was originally created as a preference, a genitalia preference, but now it's turned into not believing in trans people and saying even if you had all the surgery, I would still not date you, which is transphobic because if there's literally no way you can tell the difference between if
Wait.
they're cis or if they're trans, then
Well, I was. Hold
it's
on.
only
Let
if
me
it's
say
like
something
I
real
say
quick.
I'm a girl but I still have the male genitalia. Then you'd be like, Yeah, I wouldn't date you because I want somebody with a cooch. I
So
would say I
I
understand
agree
that.
with I agree with some of the stuff you're saying. I mean, this isn't an argument. This is just a conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's not get emotional about this.
I'm
But
not getting emotional about it. Okay, yes, I might be,
I, I I'm
but it's
I'm
just
not
because it's
saying you
hateful.
are. I'm just saying, just flat out, just out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into a conversation about it, let's not. Because I like talking about stuff like this. Someone feels one way about one thing, and I feel one way about the other, and it
Mm,
feels nice to be able to
yeah,
talk to someone like an
yeah.
actual
But I
person
feel
instead
like
of,
that.
you know,
I understand that. I feel just like super
yeah.
straight is dehumanizing, or it's tearing
So,
down people that's trans. Of course, it's helping them by saying, okay, they're transphobic and they're transphobic. And of course, you
so
can
we
say, I'm
see.
not transphobic, and people can say, I'm not homophobic, but I just don't want you to do that gay shit around me. That's just because they don't want to be called
Yeah,
out.
I know what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hold on, let me say so let me say my piece real quick. So we see two different things. You see one thing and I see another, right? Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying what you've seen is wrong or anything because I'm pretty sure a lot of transphobic people jumped on board of Super Straight, right? Of course they would.
But I
But
feel like,
I
why does it
believe
need to be a sexuality?
it's
Anyway, yeah, sorry.
so the reason why that it need to
Yeah,
is
like you don't need.
because so for a hot minute, I don't know if you've seen it or not. I don't use Twitter like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I hate using Twitter because it's like every day going on Twitter, someone gets called out for being a pedophile, right? And honestly, you hear about one person, you hear about one other, right? There's no harm in that, right? But, when it comes to like a daily thing, you know what I'm saying? It kind of gets repetitive, you know?
I just don't follow those
So,
people. But sure.
and that's what I did, and that's exactly what I did. But it's also the YouTube accounts that I subscribe to that I'm not subscribed to anymore. And it's not it I don't know, man. Twitter, cancel culture, I don't know why, but like
Yeah, of
this
course.
year,
Yeah, cancel culture, that hits pretty hard. People should be able to,
yeah,
like, be forgiven for those mistakes if, like, it
yeah,
happened a long time
can.
ago. But if it's something that they literally just did and then they know what their actions were, of course, they need to be held accountable. You can't just say, oh, he said the N word,
True.
but he's trying. Yeah, but he just said it. He literally just said it.
He, I'm getting off topic though. So I just
Yeah.
stopped using Twitter because everything was getting repetitive, and I ended up losing my Twitter account. Okay, started right, and I remember, and I was in the kitchen eating a delicious meal, and I look on my phone on Instagram because I use Instagram 24/7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I looked on Instagram and I saw orange and black. Now, look at me real quick. Nah, saying I thought they were talking about the hub. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
hub.
Or
Uh,
grinder.
and then I saw something called Super Straight, and I was like, "What in the world is this?" So I scrolled through profile, and I'm seeing a bunch of videos of trans people saying, I looked at one TikTok where this lady was like, Super Straight is transphobic
Yeah.
because um a straight man refusing to date a trans woman is trans.
Yeah, but they probably meant, like, I've seen the original video that started this whole thing, and it was just a
And
guy. People can say, yes, he's right,
it was a
but
guy making a
making
meme.
it wasn't actually. He was actually being serious, the first guy. I've seen it on
Okay.
TikTok where it started. That video has sooner
Yeah.
been later been deleted, and also Reddit, for example, there was also a super straight group in there. Reddit has also taken that down because
Of course.
it's just hateful.
There's gonna be super straight groups everywhere now.
But
It's just a thing. There's no deleting it.
super
I mean,
straight, like they have just been taken over by the boys, and
oh,
they joke about this because they then post on their profile like, I'm just coming out and I'm gonna say this. I've been really oppressed, and they literally just take a shit on it.
I
So
have,
I have no
and
respect
so
for it. If you say I don't want to date a person with this genitalia, that's completely valid, but making it a
but
sexuality is just childish. Like, if you say,
so
I wouldn't
so
date somebody
whole
because of this, we would completely
yeah,
accept you. You said, I wouldn't date that trans person because of this
true.
reason. We would accept you, but making it a
So
sexuality and joking about coming out just to say I'm oppressed, it's never existed. And then they also put SSLGBTQ+. They removed the T from LGBTQ+, and put SS in front. It's just a
so
preference, but now it's literally just turned to transphobia. And I have no hate
now
for
hold
you,
on.
but it's just stating the
Oh, of
facts.
course. Hey, look,
Because
like
people
I
go into
said,
comments like those super straight people, and they post shit. Of course, there's
like
gonna
I
be
told you.
toxic people, but it is just toxic. It's been taken over by the boys and all of that.
So no, just wrong. Cause yeah, this is a lot. So I'm watching this video of a woman saying a straight man, if he refuses to date a
Yeah,
trans
well,
woman,
everybody's not
that's
gonna.
transphobic.
Yeah, well, that's one video.
I looked into the comments of how people felt about this.
Of course, people
I
are gonna call
didn't
her out for saying that because she said a very
think
vague, you know, description. Not everybody's gonna be like, Einstein and sitting, pointing out exactly every point so people can't come
no,
for them.
no,
She probably said out of feelings, and yes, what she said right there doesn't make sense.
I looked at the comments, right? See how people felt about it. I didn't have an opinion on it yet. Because, like you said, this is just one video. This might just be one idiot that probably doesn't even understand completely how all this works, right? And I looked at the comments. Obviously, they weren't going to be good, right? So, I scrolled through and looked at more videos on different profiles. They were all saying the same thing the first lady was saying. Okay, cool. Hop onto YouTube, searched it up, you know, and it was the same thing. I go to sleep, wake up the next day, right? And that was when Super Straight was booming, and it became an actual sexuality. So
It's,
I
mm-mm.
was,
But where's the
and
sexuality in it? I would just
hold
like to
on,
know
I'm
that.
finna get in. I'm finna get into it. So I was watching my favorite streamer called I'm Dante, right? And I was watching his stream. Well, I missed his stream, so he uploaded a YouTube video called "Is Super Street a Real Thing?" Now, now, hold on. I going into the video. Of course, there's going to be mixed feelings about this. Of course, there is. Dante. Um, well, going into the video, he was saying the video title is Super Straight a Real Thing. Then he asked his chat. He's a popular
Yeah, I know who he is,
YouTuber,
but
by the
just
way.
continue.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool. That's great. Um, he asked his chat, is it real? So, I looked at the chat, and they said yeah. Now, me personally, do I think
But how
Super
does that
Straight
validate
is
super
real?
straight? Tell me how it defines super straight as being sexuality.
So basically the reason why people made Super Straight in the first place, right? is
Was because of a
because
preference.
I'm not gonna say trans people because that would mean every single one, but a group, a handful of people, well, a group
But you
of
told
people
me that you just
who were
you started out that you didn't haven't seen the
it
video.
was really women and
What?
people part of the LGBTQ.
They
That's the
started
best way
super
I can say
straight.
it. And they started defending trans people, and then they started
Yeah.
agreeing to what trans people were saying. Well, not all trans people, of course, but they started agreeing what trans people were saying. And then it started becoming a thing where if you don't, date someone because of that, you're transphobic. I don't agree with it personally because the best way I can say it
Yeah,
where
but
people can make sense,
they
I mean,
meant
we got real.
that if they don't accept them as actually being trans by saying, because that's what most videos have been about. It's not being like, you wouldn't date a trans person, you're transphobic. It's just
Well, and
the
and
can I say
you
something
you
because you haven't explained to me what an actual sexuality is? Sexuality is a preference to a person's sex. There's a difference between sex and gender. Sex is
mhm.
something biological that is XX chromosome and XY chromosomes. And you can take pills to change your actual chromosome pairing. That's what trans people do. They get surgery up here, top surgery, bottom surgery, and they start taking testosterone to become men, and then they take something to become women. I don't know what they take. But they
And
literally, even their cells and everything, their respiratory system, all of it, those uh, women that turn into men will start growing beard, more arm hair, armpit hair, and everything like that, and get more defined
and you
jaw.
know
And that is because they
and,
literally
and,
so. But the sex is that you're just
yeah.
attracted to, that. Gender is what you
I,
choose
I,
yourself. So
I,
sexuality is just your
I,
preference to sex itself. So saying that you're
yeah.
super straight, how is that different from straight?
I'm so I
You cannot
honestly
tell me
with
that that
this
super straight
set.
doesn't sound dumb. I know sometimes I've also seen TikTok videos, people saying like yelling at something, and then I start being like, yeah, I want to be on this side
I mean,
because
there's
they're yelling some good
people
points. But if you don't look from
say
both
stuff.
points and like can listen to it,
Yeah.
because it's just been taken over by transphobia at this point. So if you want to
Yeah.
continue like supporting it, you're just continuing the support of transphobia. That's probably not what you want to
I
do,
don't
but that's what's
support
gonna
trans.
happen. Exactly,
I don't
that's what I think.
support.
But by
Hold on,
doing
hold on.
this,
But
it's literally just setting us back in time because people are like, "Oh, son," and
oh
I'm
Lord,
super
the
straight.
last thing a black person like me needs is to be set back in
Yeah,
time.
because if a
Now, hold
minority
on,
goes after another minority, we're supposed to be like together. We're supposed to help us
I
build each
mean, we're
other up
supposed to
so we
be
can be equal
together
to other.
anyway. Whether you're a minority or not, I mean, you're supposed to be together
Yeah,
anyway.
but the
And
majority
which is
of
why I
people
never
don't
understood.
really know the struggle
I,
of being oppressed.
I never
So an
would.
oppressed group, when they oppress other
Yeah.
people, because super straight, most of it is, I'm not
I
telling everything is, because some people just found it like you, but really at the core of it is deep, like saying trans people, you do not exist. Literally, just, I mean this, it's
so
it's just bad. If
I
you
would
want to
just
defend it at this point, I'm just gonna say I've said what I've
it's
said.
not even about defending it, you know. I just have an opinion on it, you know, and I just want to explain my side so maybe you can get a little bit more insight. Not because look,
I've
just
had
understand
another.
this one thing.
I
I'm
don't want to
not
get
trying
inside. It's kind of like white supremacy.
I'm I'm not trying to change your mind on anything, you know, because honestly, I don't doubt anything you said because knowing the way people are, now, I'm pretty sure that has happened to not just you, but millions of people, and it might have
Hmm.
been and it resulted in them being raped or killed, and that's
Yeah.
unneeded because at the end of the
Like
day,
trans people are the
we're
people
all
that are being
humans.
killed the most and have the highest suicide rate of all groups of people.
Yeah, and
So
and that
if we're
sucks
going around
because
and people, yelling around, I won't date trans people, I won't date trans people, then, you know, then I'm gonna be like the Karen,
yeah,
oh, what are the kids gonna think? Exactly. They're gonna hear this, we won't date trans people, and that's gonna put in their mind, we can't date them. Because what
I'm
you do, your
and
actions also has effect on other people.
yeah,
If you just say it's a
I've experienced
preference,
that.
that is so much better.
I grew up in a very homophobic school space where, if
Yeah.
you was gay, saying it was just, I don't know, man. Like me personally, because
Mhm.
like that, I don't really see how damaging it is. But like you do something, you're like, oh, you gay boy, you joke
Mhm.
about it, and then like
Yeah,
everyone's
saying
talking
that, and
like,
for example,
oh boy, you
retarded and
gay and
stuff like
stuff,
that.
and it's funny, and okay. So back to the main topic here. First off, I don't really understand, not meaning for you to explain anything to me, but I never really looked into by myself the way people see sex and stuff like that, right? Because honestly, I'm just the type of person that doesn't care. As long as it makes you happy and as long as you're not hurting people, do what you want, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
how